guys, it's SimQueen, and today I'm doing another speed build. I was looking on Pinterest for some inspiration. I didn't really know what kind of theme I wanted to build, or I don't know, I knew I wanted to do a speed build, but I just didn't really know what kind of house I wanted to build. And I saw some interior pictures of like a modern looking loft and was really inspired by that and wanted to do something just like it. This build is a little bit different from my other builds because I didn't have any inspiration for the outside of the house. I can say for the first time that the outside of this house was completely just made up on my own. I just went for it, and you can kind of tell that I didn't know what I was doing, and I was trying to add little details here and there on the exterior, and it took a while to actually end up looking the way that I kind of wanted it to. But as you can see here, it's just a box, and I don't like boxy houses. I like dormers and like little jut outs and you know, all that kind of stuff, and a straight box to me isn't interesting enough, and there needs to be more to it. So here I'm adding some weird little like pillars, I guess you could call it. Just playing around mostly, trying to figure out what I wanted this outside to look like, and in the end I'm really happy with how it came out, and I'm super proud of myself for not really even using any inspiration for the outside as well. Usually I'm either straight copying from a picture I found on Google, or I am using a house for like rough inspiration when I'm building the outside of a house, but this time I just kind of completely made it up, and it was really fun to do. And the next build I post on my channel will be kind of similar to that actually. So here, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like, I had this kind of thought and I thought I'd go for it, and I end up changing that quite a bit. But it is kind of funny to see all these different ideas being put out there. Some of them work, some of them don't. And that's why I kind of found this build to be a little more interesting. Like I said, really the only thing that I kind of was using for inspiration was the picture of a living room. And then you can kind of see the kitchen off in the back, and you don't see the upstairs, but you know, well, I guess you can kind of see the upstairs. You can see a bed up there, so you know that the upstairs loft is a bedroom. So that's kind of what I'm going off of. And here you can see the outside finally coming together with those pillars and the balcony. So this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath because it is a pretty small house. I was going to call it a tiny home, but I don't think it really constitutes as a tiny home. It's a pretty decent sized house for a 1-bed because obviously the whole entire upper floor is just a bedroom. And here I am playing with some windows. I think I ended up changing the windows because they weren't exactly what I liked, but you'll see me change a whole bunch of things. Not everything stays the same as it is right now. And there is a really small backyard as well. And I really wanted to have a pool for this house because I feel like a lot of modern homes, they have pools, or they look like they should have a pool. So most of the backyard is a pool. There is like a little tiny seating area out there as well. But yeah, it's a really cute house. It's already got a few downloads on the gallery as well. So, well, not more than a few, but it's doing pretty good on the gallery. So I feel like people are enjoying it. I find that out of all the builds I do, the modern houses get the most downloads, which is funny because I think that it's the theme that I struggle the most with. I thought that I was better at more like suburban or family homes, but yeah, on my gallery, it's mostly modern homes that have the downloads. So I did find that kind of interesting. And here I am probably looking at inspiration for the inside of the house as well. I kept referring back to this picture, especially for the use of color. All the colors on the interior are inspired by this picture that I found. And here I am using these windows, which I don't remember what pack they came from actually. I wish I could, Get Famous, I can see it right there. So these came with Get Famous, and I haven't used them yet, but I actually really like them. I like the way they looked on the front of the house and the back as well. So I did use those, but for the sides of the house, I used these, I think that the ones that came with the base game, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, it's a different house, that's for sure. Like, I've never seen anything like it, but it was super fun to make. I love playing around with the exterior colors of houses. That to me is the most enjoyable part of building houses. I really enjoy kind of finding different color contrasts and coming up with something creative, and I think that this turned out pretty good. Yeah, I like the creams and the browns, and I use that for the exterior as well as the interior. Another thing, those pillars that have the bushes on top. Obviously, that's not that realistic. Like, you can't get up there to water those. So probably wouldn't see those very often, but I just felt like it needed a little bit of greenery. So I did add those in there, but yeah, they're not that realistic. The main floor has the regular ceiling height, or the regular wall height, but the second floor has the taller one. Not the tallest. I never use that one because it's terrible, but I thought that the upstairs should be a little bit more open, so I did make the ceilings a little bit higher. And here I am playing with the kitchen now. I had a very small area to work with, and I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. I liked those colors, I knew that, and I knew I wanted the kitchen to be right there, but I was hoping to put in an island and then put the dining room table sort of under the stairs, but I thought it would look too cramped and maybe even not be that usable if they were right under the stairs. So I kind of had to scrap the island idea and put in sort of like a corner there with some more countertops. And I did use a cabinet as well. I don't think I got rid of it. I was thinking about it because I thought maybe it looked too cramped under the stairs. I may have to play around with that a little bit later. I can't remember exactly what I did. And then there's a little dining room table, which I actually got rid of 2 of the chairs because I felt like it was too much. And whoever's living here probably doesn't need 4 chairs anyway, because it is only a 1-bedroom, so it'd probably be either a single sim or a couple living here. So I did get rid of 2 of those chairs, and here I am playing around again with the kitchen. I did put a little wall to separate everything. I felt like it just needed it to show that, I don't know, just to make it feel like a separate room from the living room. I don't know, or not. I don't even know. I don't know why I put that wall there. It felt like it needed it. And then here I am putting together the living room, which I think looks really good. I love like the cream and the brown colors. And I did use that chair, which is actually a spa chair. It came with the spa day stuff pack, but to me it looks like an IKEA chair. So I put that in the corner there because I thought it looked pretty good and it kind of matched the rest of the house. And then I was just kind of playing around with flooring, and I don't know if I did the paint last. It was one of the last things I did. Lately I've been doing that where I just put in the furniture and then the paint later, because I find it's easier to pick the colors of furniture you want and then find a paint color to match it. That to me has been a bit more, I don't know, it makes more sense. So I'm just putting a few clutter items in the kitchen. There isn't a ton of space to clutter, so I didn't want it to have too much stuff in there. But I mean, I really like kitchen clutter. Like, I feel like every kitchen needs a little bit of it. So I did put like the knife block and the lemons and like a little plant back there. And I think I ended up putting some, like a vase with some lilies in the other corner. And that is pretty much it for the kitchen, I think. I don't think I have to come back there again to do anything. I think I did play around with it, but this is the way that it stays. Lately I've also been putting little towel racks on the walls as well. I don't know why. I think it just makes it look more, I don't know, it just kind of brings it together. And just a little vase on the table as well. There's a lot of flowers throughout this house, a lot of like plants and things like that. Under the stairs I actually put together like a little plant corner, and I put like 5 or 6 plants like cluttered under there, but it's a little more realistic than the bushes on top of the roof because you can actually water them and it kind of fills up that space nicely. And then here I just put this painting, which I thought really suited the house really well. And this table, which came with a spa day stuff pack. And I think for the front entrance, there's not a lot of space to work with there. I really wanted to use these blinds, but they weren't working. They would either jump up way above the window and clip into the second floor, or they would only go in like the middle of the window and they weren't quite high enough. So I was disappointed I couldn't use those blinds, and I wasn't really sure if there was a way to kind of manipulate it so that I could use them, but I just left them pretty much bare, I think. I'm hoping I did something for the, oh no, I don't think I did. I don't think in the bathroom there's any window coverings, and there really should be, because it just looks out onto the pool. So that's my bad. I don't think I did. And I also put that wheatgrass in the bathroom as well, which to me is more like a kitchen thing, but I think it just needed a little bit more green in there. And then for the front entrance, I just put like a little rack, like a coat rack there, and a painting on the other side and a mirror. And I think that's pretty much it. It's a pretty narrow hallway, so you can't really put that much in there. But I did want to fill it up a little bit with some paintings. And then for the upstairs, oh yeah, I needed like those chandeliers. I feel like when you have the open floor above, you need to have like a really nice light. as kind of like a feature. So I did those like hanging chandeliers, and then here I am putting together these plants as well. I wanted there to be lots of plants throughout the house, so just cluttering up a whole bunch of them under the stairs seemed like the right thing to do. Also, I feel like I forgot a trash can in this house. Yeah, I definitely did. There isn't one, so you'll probably have to add one because I totally forgot about that, and I'm not even sure where it would go. This house doesn't have a ton of free space. It's not really, I wouldn't call it cluttered, but there's a lot of, everything sort of has its space except for that back wall, or the front wall, I guess, where the windows are. I wasn't really sure what to do with that area because it wasn't big enough to put anything. I thought about putting a bar there. I thought about putting a shelf. I thought about putting a computer desk, and none of those things would have really worked because they would have been too close to the couch. So what I ended up doing is putting a bunch of paintings, 3 paintings, one on top of the other, all the way up. And I don't know, what do we feel about that? I don't know, to me it kind of looks almost like a museum, but at the same time it's kind of like, I don't know, contemporary? I'm not sure, but I did leave it there. It might be one of those things that either love it or hate it, so if you do download the house, you can just get rid of them. I wasn't really sure what else to put there though, and I kind of like it, so I just kind of kept it how it was. And then upstairs, I wanted the bed originally under those windows there, but to me, I don't like when a headboard is covering a window. I don't like when anything is covering a window, really. So I actually moved it to the other side along where that fence is. And then I was thinking like, this is just too open and it needs a closet or something. So I played around with the walls and nothing was really working the way that I wanted it to. So the upstairs is completely open. There is no closet. And of course, I just said that I don't like when things cover windows, but I had no choice when it came to the dressers because there's windows everywhere and there's no place for them to really go. So I did have to cover windows with a couple of things like that mirror and the dresser. And I like the way it looks with the curtains that I added kind of here at the last minute. I put them on the other side of the wall too. And I think they look really good. They kind of make the colors come together, and I'm happy with the loft as well. I think it looks really nice. And I also really love that I put that rock behind the fireplace and it goes all the way up. I think that's kind of realistic as well, and it looks really nice there, especially up from like looking up top, looking down. The screenshots for this house are really good. I'm super happy with them. And then that corner, it just needed something, so I'm just playing around with a whole bunch of different things. I didn't know what to do with that wall. I was just so confused, like it needed something, so I just kind of added a few little cluttery decor items and just some more paintings throughout the house. And I think that's pretty much it for the interior. I did go out on the deck and put a couple of chairs, and I should have put a bar out there actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think that I did, but looking at it now, it could definitely use a bar, but I don't think I put one there. Oh well. So I did put some plants and like that little plant wall, I don't even know what you call that, but put that there, and just a few more things to kind of fill it up. I thought some lights would look nice, but none of them were really working for the length of the deck, so I just put some wall lights outside the door and then one more downstairs as well. And I think that's pretty much it for that. Probably going to be going on to the backyard, just put a barbecue, a couple of chairs, like a nice little seating area, I guess. I put like a little table, and for some reason I put some oranges on the table. I don't know why, that's not really an outdoor thing, but I did put them there anyway. I thought I'd play around with some vines, but they didn't look that good, so I kind of left them how they were. I did put some lights outside as well. I totally forgot to take some outdoor screenshots, so there aren't any of those, but I imagine it would look really nice at nighttime with those lights. And I didn't put pool lights either, but those would have looked good too. And then I think I just add some bushes and trees to the outside of the house just to kind of make it look a little more filled in. I like when the lots have at least a couple of trees. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this speed build. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Thanks for watching.